So there has just been a new DJI Fly update for the Mini 4 Pro. So I'm going to be testing this out in this really nice location here on the RC Pro 2, and also find out, can this drone actually survive in extreme temperatures like this? Let's find out. So in the interest of me not overheating probably before the drone, I'm going to fly this drone from the truck, get this drone in the air, go through some of these features, see what's new about this Fly update. Now, if you just look here, we've got the normal things like it fixes known bugs, overall app stability. If you have this drone, then you're going to get dolly zoom. So little things like this, but also I hope it survives, because there's probably things out there that I don't want to know about. So if this drone actually crashes or it overheats and just falls into the middle of nowhere, I won't be recovering this. This will be the end of it, because yeah, the Mini 4 Pro is not worth going out there. All jokes aside, I do love this area of California. I mean, you can't go wrong with places like this. I absolutely love it. I love being in areas like this, much more than like the cities. So just over there, Pioneer Town, fantastic location. So a good way to actually test the Mini 4 Pro for sure is to fly it here. Okay, so when you connect your Mini 4 Pro to the RC Pro 2 or the RC2, you'll see new firmware updates. It's going to update it to 1.17.4. So I'm using it on the RC Pro 2, but generally there's not going to be anything different no matter which controller you use. Well, if I do spot something that's like abnormal, I will let you know. But make sure you update this. If you don't see that, make sure you go into your home part of the screen, click on Profile, and then where it says Settings, you can click Check for Firmware Updates. If that says No Firmware Update Available, you can click on About at the bottom of there and click Check for Updates, and that will then update the Fly update. In regards to the actual heat, it's currently 104 Fahrenheit. That's why I'm sat in this truck in the air conditioned. So that is really hot. Now the Mini 4 Pro, it doesn't have a built-in fan, so it relies on actually motion. So if I'm just stationary like I am now, then it's not going to go too well. It could overheat, and then you're going to get some overheating message on the screen if you bring the drone back, if you're lucky, not too far away. So a good advice for you, if you're going to be flying your drone in hot areas over the summer like this, or you might be going on holiday somewhere, just keep your drone in motion. Don't just be hovering in place looking at the settings and things. Have all your settings dialed in before you even, like get to that location, so you know what you're doing. So I'm going to be trying moving as much as possible. I'm not going to try and purposely get this drone to overheat, because as you can see, this is a really stunning area, but in this landscape there's going to be all sorts of wildlife, which I just don't have time for today. So I've seen their spotlights working really well. So I haven't really personally had a lot of issues on the Mini 4 Pro of late. I think it's, because it's been out for some time now, it's really nice and stable. There hasn't been a lot of reported user issues. Now, it is like one of those things that because this drone's been out for a long time now, we're also going to see a lot of new features. So one of those new features we had on the Mavic 4 Pro is when you go to the home button here, you can click update home point, and from here you would have dynamic home point, which updates that home point all of the time. That would be fantastic to see, but I don't think that's going to happen, if I'm going to be honest with you. So we'll come back to the home point in a second. So let's just go and check now. So we've just done a spotlight mode there. Let's just get this drone above the truck, and let's just do a forward shot going through the road here. I mean, look at this area. It's not a bad place to test this out, is it? This is much better than rainy England. A good tip for you here, have your grid lines. So you can see here I've got the thirds on, but I've also got that center point. So it really is handy for getting things lined up. So all you do is click on camera, you go down and you'll see grid lines, and I always have the middle and the right one on. I don't have the left one on because although it's decent, it just, it just gets a bit distracting. Basically fly forwards, I'm just going to increase that gimbal up and reveal that landscape in the distance. Really good to do. And to mix it in, you can do a third move, which is just like pull that left stick down, so you're getting like a low shot of that landscape whilst the gimbal's pointed up. So 3 moves, but it just makes that shot a lot more dynamic, much better. Now, aside from just taking photos on my drone, I also now really do like taking pano shots. So I'm going to do a full video on this, going through how to get the best quality out of it. And what I like about on here is that we can also rotate the gimbal by just moving the screen. So if you do have this RC Pro 2 controller, this just makes life from switching from horizontal to vertical so much better. But you can also take pano photos. Now we don't have free pano, that won't come either, I'm sure. But if you go to the bottom of photos, and then if you go to where it says wide angle, if you get this lined up, you can get some really nice shots. So all you do literally is just have it centered where you want. Let's just bring that down a bit more because we don't want too much sky. and then we'll take this shot. You might even get that truck that's just gone past us as well in, and you're just left with a fantastic result. So let's now just test the active track. This is also a good way to test the return to home feature, because I'm going to be now changing location. So I'm just going to get the drone to follow me a little bit down this road, and we'll see how this does. So you can see now I've just set it so the drone's just going to be on the back right, and it will actually go into that position when we set off. So as we're now driving, the actual drone is now following us, so that's working okay. Now the Mini 4 Pro, you do have to be careful when you're in a car, because it isn't the fastest of drones at all, so it will struggle, but just to be able to get these shots is impressive enough. But because it's a small drone, it's not the most powerful drone, don't expect to go too fast. So I'm literally going like 15 miles an hour, and it's still not got the ability to get to the side of me. So just take that into account when you're doing this. But what my plan is just literally just to drive up this road a bit, just get a few shots, and then pull over, and then we can test that return to home. So that worked fine. Do bear in mind when you're using active track on a vehicle, it's not going to be able to go fast on that Mini 4 Pro because it's limited in terms of the power from that drone. So you're going to have to go slow. Or what I would prefer to do is get somebody else to drive and you be the passenger, and just put it into sports mode and then use spotlights, or you can just use manual flying. You're going to get much better results. One thing I want to check now is that you can see in the distance it says my home point. If I now go and check the home point now, and I click update home point, click controller, it now should update to the controller's location, which is where I am here. If I click OK, it says home point successful, and now you can see that it's changed that home point to where we are. So that's much better. I know a lot of people were mentioning to me that on the previous version, this home point wasn't updating, but you can see it has. It's updated to where I am here, and originally it was like in the distance towards those mountains in that landscape. So if you have the RC2 or the RC Pro 2 and your home point wasn't updating, maybe you go and update this and see if this fixes it for you. But overall, I've done a test there. I'm going to go through some of the settings. Now, this is where the drone's going to be like hovering and stable. Not the best, is where it could overheat. So if you want to go and get some more tips and tricks, I do have my own cheat sheets which go through all of these different features and settings, and then you can have them with you all the time. I've got them in digital format so that you can store them on your phone, your iPad, or you can go and actually get them printed in a physical book and get them shipped anywhere in the world. So if you want to go and get some more information, I'm going to link it at the top of the description. So onto the settings now. So if we go under safety, you've got bypass, brake and off. Now, majority of the time, I'd say 80% of the time, keep it on bypass. And bypass in options, I would say set it to normal. Nifty, it's going to be a lot more erratic and do all sorts of crazy things, which I don't really advise to do. Now, display radar map, 100% have that turned on all the time. Advanced return to home, you've got preset and optimal. So this is a personal choice. In an area like this where it's really open landscape, optimal's fine. The drone's going to find its quickest way back to you. Now, if you're in an area where you've got loads of trees, buildings, then preset is going to climb up to a preset altitude. Like here it says 55 feet. It's going to go up and it's going to come straight back to you. I would say that's a safer bet on this drone because it doesn't have advanced return to home like the Air 3S and the Mavic 4 Pro. Now already we've got a return to home battery message on. So it's already coming back to its home location, so I can just cancel that for a minute, especially in really hot conditions like this. I've got like 17 minutes of flight time. So I'm sorry if anybody wanted to see this drone like overheat and crash to the floor and then see me bitten by a snake. But in the interest of just not having this drone crash in that field over there, because that battery is low, and I do advise don't run the battery down to like 10% anyway, it's really not good for the battery. I'm going to get the drone and then we'll continue these settings in the safety of here. And if we go to the very bottom, it says advanced safety settings. If you was to lose your signal, you want it to return to its home location. So you would have return to home set. You don't want it set to descend because if it disconnects, it's just going to go down. You don't want that. And hover, you do want to use that when you're in an area where you can't get back to that original home point. A good example of that would be if you're on a boat. Now under camera, you've got normal, HLG and D-Log-M. I personally use D-Log-M. If you're a complete beginner, just put it into normal because then you don't have to mess around with color grading or color correction. But if you want the very best in terms of quality, this is where learning D-Log-M, just be able to film in D-Log-M, you're going to get a flat color profile. It protects the highlights, the shadows. You then put a LUT on it and then it just transforms it and it looks much better than normal. And then I would say definitely go to your grid lines we've talked about, put them on. And then under style, you want your sharpness and your noise reduction -2. Out of the box, it's far too sharp. It's like an iPhone from 5 years ago, I'd say. So have them a -2 for both of them. So I'd say that's it. So the drone survived. It is really hot actually. God, that is hot. I've never felt that drone that hot. So it survived. It's now 109. So that is pretty hot. And it, believe it or not, it's 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, what is going on? Thank God for air conditioning. But yeah, the drone survived. Just make sure if you're flying it in like hot countries like Turkey, Greece, America, wherever you're going to fly your drone, just keep some motion on here because it doesn't have a built-in fan. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. I've got a lot of footage coming from around here. I'm testing some exciting new products, so I look forward to sharing that with you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.